Welcome into Weather Center Live on a Wednesday. I'm Alex Wilson.
And I'm Dave Schwartz, also on a Wednesday, oddly enough. How about that?
Great the way it works out for us sometimes.
Hey, when it comes to the tropics, the computer models that we use for guidance so far have been inconsistent. Now, what we do know about this big question mark is if anything forms, it'll be linked to a frontal boundary that's still settling southward. It's still on the move. That's impacting us from Tennessee all the way back into South Carolina. So let's start where the action is today.
Let's do it.
And we'll leave late this weekend alone, at least for the time being. So we're tracking scattered showers and storms across
to prove just how dangerous it is to do it to your pets. And you know, we've also seen several stories lately of babies locked in hot cars. We'll show you the best way to break your car window if that ever happens to you or if you ever find a car with a child inside. But first, we want to focus on where the heat is exactly. You can see the heat advisories in play from parts of Arkansas and Louisiana all the way over into parts of Georgia and Florida, North Florida generally. Temperatures right now are in the 90s for Dallas and Memphis and Jackson, 92 in Atlanta, 87 in New Orleans. We've got a soccer game underway in Atlanta, and it is hot, and it stays hot through the rest of the week. Look at these feels-like temperatures tomorrow. It'll feel like 102 in New Orleans, 108 in Oklahoma City by Friday. Feels like temperatures of triple digits in Dallas, 99 for San Antonio, 92 in Memphis, and we'll keep that high heat and the higher feels-like temperatures going as we head into our Saturday. Saturday feels like temperatures well into the upper 90s and even triple digits. So in Oklahoma City, the heat is on. Look at these highs. Through early next week, we're looking at upper 90s with overnight lows only dipping into the mid-70s. So you're not going to get that relief as you go through the overnight hours. You're going to keep the AC or the fans going all day and night. In Oklahoma City, when we talk about days of 100-degree or higher temperatures, we've broken it down by decade. So in the 70s, there were 96 days. 80s, there were 109 days. But look at the 2000s, 143 days. This is just the past 5 years, though, and we've already seen 121 days. So, Dave, anticipate that this decade, if it keeps up at this pace, will have much more than the others. Have you seen this video? A woman trying to rescue an abandoned child left inside a stranger's hot car.
Yeah, luckily they got the toddler out in time. But would you know what to do if this happened to you, if you were faced with something like that? Well, NBC's Jeff Rawson explains where on the window you hit will make a big difference.
Your thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Vulnerable than babies, so even if you think you're helping by cracking the window, it's not enough. They can still overheat. So, Dave, that's why we say do not leave kids or pets in the car, even if you're saying, and most people do, it was just for a quick minute. I was just going in to buy a lottery ticket or pay for my gas. It ends up taking a few minutes, and we're about to find it's the first few minutes where you really see the biggest changes.
Right. And by 60 minutes, by an hour, your car is like an oven. If it's 80 degrees outside after an hour, it's 123 inside the car.
Yeah, so every 10 degrees, I mean, look at it, 143 degrees inside a car after an hour if the outside air temperature is 100, and in some spots it is.
Right. How long could you stay alive if it's 143? Even after just 20 minutes, in the first 20 minutes, it feels like 109 degrees in that car. So we should really make this zero tolerance.
Right.
Even if you think it's going to be a minute or two in the store, no.
Right.
You cannot leave the car with another.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Whomever.
Right. Don't do it. Dark interior colors can also make things worse, and cracking windows doesn't have much effect. Next, I'm having trouble with my Canadian names. Calgary. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Hey, welcome back to Weather Center Live. I'm Dave Schwartz here with Alex Wilson.
And we are tracking showers and thunderstorms scattered about. Could produce some more flash flooding. We've seen at least some.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
South of Jacksonville. Notice all across the southeast, we've got thunderstorms scattered about, some severe. Those are those yellow boxes.
Yeah, Chattanooga, Tennessee got hammered. Inch and a half of rain in an hour.
Yep, that'll cause some problems. Some of those low-lying areas will definitely fill up quickly. And notice around Chattanooga, things have dried out after those heavy rain showers, and storms have now moved off towards the south and east, headed towards Dahlonega, Georgia.
Yeah, those are windstorms now, too. They have weakened, but they did down some trees around Dalton in the northwest part of the street of that state. Notice the front. This front is sagging southward. That's the one that brought you the great weather in New York City today. But it's going to be the focal point for low pressure developing off the southeast coast.
Absolutely. And so the question is, could we see tropical development as we head towards and into the weekend? And we want to find out what the models think, also what our experts think. Hurricane specialist Carl Parker joins us from the lab.
You know, I'd like to know what the models think, too. I wonder if we can get in touch with Paulina Poroskova. Do you think?
Yes.
Yeah?
Giselle, what do you think is going to happen in the Caribbean this weekend?
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Like just a full-out brawl to get to ask those questions.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
All right, I'm here in the lab with hurricane specialist Carl Parker, and you know, we have not seen much activity in the Atlantic.
No.
We've got a question mark, not a definite yes, but something that we'll be watching for days to come because it could develop.
Yeah, something to watch for sure. And already we're seeing a little bit of development here right along the front, extending out into the Atlantic. And that front is going to sag farther southward over the next couple of days. And as it does so, we expect that there's going to be an elongated area of spin, which is represented by this blue and green shading right there. That's vorticity or spin in the atmosphere. So there might be actually multiple little spins. There could be one off the coast of the Carolinas that might move more out into the open water of the Atlantic. There might be one that's closer to Florida later in the weekend. And that's really interesting because we think the upper level winds are going to be a little bit lighter and the water temperatures are very, very warm. So there's a lot of available energy for a tropical system to develop. Now, the computer models have been...
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Something may be getting going, so there's some chance that we might possibly begin to start to see something happening over the next couple of days. But right now, it is not being outlooked by the Hurricane Center, so we're very early in this whole process. We've got a lot to watch.
Something that we would watch for typical development this time of year, this frontal boundary. And really, as we've been saying, the Jim Carrey saying there's a chance is really the best way to describe this. I mean, it might be a low chance. It's not, you know, looking like the greatest thing, but
yeah,
for all intents and purposes, there is a chance.
That's about where we are right now. There have been some model runs where something pops up, so we'll just need to watch it very carefully next couple of days. Now, this is the impact we think we're definitely going to see because of the front being there. We're going to get a lot of rain. Yeah. So a pretty sizable area of 2 to 3 inches and some pockets of 3 to 5 within that. It's going to be very wet indeed.
So as you head to the beaches, puzzles, video games for the kids, stuff that, you know, wine for mom and dad while you're in the beach house, you know, everything to movies, keep everybody from getting stir crazy.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Several day thing. So here south of Mexico, we're watching another area. This is being monitored by the Hurricane Center. Right now, it's being given a 70% chance of developing in the next couple of days. We think it's going to develop and then move out to the northwest. Eventually, it's going to get over the colder water that comes down on the east side of the Pacific Ocean. And so it's got a little window to get stronger, and then it's likely going to get weaker, but it's not going to be anywhere near land.
Right,
so
which
no
has kind of been the theme with we've had a lot of systems, but a lot of those have kind of taken a similar track.
Exactly right. And then back across the Atlantic over into Africa, we're getting towards that time of the year when we start watching these waves, these clusters of thunderstorms that develop over Africa. There's tropical rainforest in here and savanna, and this green and yellow and sort of reddish color, that is the high total moisture content in the atmosphere associated with these waves. And these waves will come off and then move out into the Atlantic, and they actually start coming off the African coast in April and May.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
More favorable for them to develop by the time we get to August. That's where we are right now. And if the conditions are favorable, then they've got a long journey across the Atlantic to develop.
These are the ones that we track for what seems like a week, 2 weeks even. You're just watching these things make that trek from Eastern Africa or Western Africa all the way towards us.
Right. So some of the very worst storms have been these African easterly waves that had a lot of time. Of the worst storms in history have started as these African easterly waves.
All right.
Jackson Pollock.
Yeah, it does look like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look like a modern art.
You're going to sell it. This is going on your wall. It's your Christmas present.
Beautiful. I'll take it. That's a great, it's 160 years worth.
It is, going back to 18